Welcome to the Easton.Online podcast. I'm your host, Elliot Marshall. And what this podcast is here to do, it's here to help you gain strategies and tactics and tools that are going to help you grow in your martial arts business. If you have a martial arts school, a gym, this is one of my passions, is how we spread the message of how to really grow culture and business and some ways that we do it the best with our people, with our staff, with our clients. So I hope you enjoy. Give a listen.
All right.
Mark, what's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
It's been a little while.
I know. We don't get to see as much of each other.
I know.
We were seeing each other for a little bit after you moved out.
Yep.
And then I got this home garage shit.
Yeah. It's pretty great, right?
It's so great. I bought a Peloton today.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right. I have one too.
It's so great.
It's good.
Bobby Mack, you know Rob McDonald?
Yeah,
He's
of course.
making fun of me. He's like, you fucking pussy. He's like, what are you doing? Who are you? I'm going to start doing Kung Fu. He's like, I'm quitting jiu-jitsu and I'm going to start doing Kung Fu.
You know, there's something great about it, man. Having that access, the easy accessibility to a garage gym, and then the Peloton, having the classes is pretty cool. I was doing a 45-minute one last night where I was digging deep.
Yeah,
it was
man.
cool.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
Right? It's really, really hard. Cardio-wise.
Sure.
Right? You can really push.
Sure.
I mean,
Certainly.
you're in better shape than I am, and I'm sure you can get a great push.
It's tough.
You know? And there's something about like whoever you would like to have sex with, men or women, not like gay or straight. It's there for both of you.
Sure.
There's a very attractive person on that screen cheering you on, right? And you're like, oh yes, I'm gonna get it, right?
Beautiful people telling you what to do. That's
telling
okay.
you what to do.
That's right.
Right. So whoever you like to look at,
Yeah.
you know, whatever does it for you, there they are.
I could not agree more.
Right? It's
been pretty great. And I have it set up so I can watch football at the same time too. So like Sunday morning, I
Right.
did a 90-minute ride and I was just watching the Broncos garbage game while they're garbage.
Yeah, they're garbage. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to set mine up.
Oh, the Peloton?
Yeah.
I like being able to do that because it's like, even if I still had the garage gym, I wouldn't have the Peloton in the actual garage gym itself. It's a different energy. It's a different type of workout. It's a different thing. The Peloton, being able to have that in the house, and highly recommend putting a fan on you. It is a game changer. Just get a small little fan and put it right on you, and it keeps it's huge. Indoor setup's pretty sweet.
Yeah, so I'm going to go indoors.
Yep.
I think I'm going to go in the basement. I have a TV in there. I'm going to get another Apple TV, I think.
It's been pretty sweet for me.
Yeah.
My TV has the I don't know. It's one of those smart TVs, so you get all the. I can stream everything
YouTube
right there.
TV, right? Yeah,
I just sit there.
exactly.
And actually, I'm because our space our new space is pretty small. We've got the bikes hanging on the wall, so this room has the Peloton, the TV, and the bikes. So I'm dialed. I feel good in that space. You know, it's sweet. Yeah, it's really good.
My kids have a Lego table where I think I'm going to put it right now, but they don't even fucking play Legos anymore.
Well, they can start to use the Peloton.
I think so.
I used the ski erg this morning. I was actually thinking of you, and I don't know your friend Rob McDonald, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I saw him cranking like I don't know. Remember when I told you to do 100?
Yeah, he did a crazy
100
number.
meters for time. It was like 12 seconds.
12 seconds.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I tried and couldn't get anything better than 14. And so I think about you and him and all the time, every time I'm on the ski erg. I did one this morning that was 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 calorie ski erg with 1-to-1 rest. Now the last 10, you sprint, and then you go right into 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 calorie bike. Okay. So a nice long conditioning piece, but including the ski erg.
Would you use the bike? Would you use the Peloton or?
No, I used the assault bike.
Assault bike.
Yep. And then just tried to hold on.
So you still have one of them too?
Well, this was at
the
Boulder
gym.
Athletics.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Plug Boulder Athletics right there.
Don't worry, we will. That's cool.
Yeah, it was really good. Long conditioning pieces. I like that type of stuff a lot.
I don't want to do that much conditioning.
Sure.
But this is like, I'm actually will like do in the morning.
I knew, I think it just kind of takes sitting down on one of those things. It's hard not to find the value. And even as an instructor, a coach, whatever, I find things that motivated me in that class that I'll then go and use on my classes. Little things that they say, make yourself proud. I heard that once. I was like, make yourself proud. I fucking love that. That just fired me up right now.
And you don't coach Peloton at all.
No.
Right? You don't coach anything like Peloton other than its exercise.
No, but I say make yourself proud with this last effort. All right, guys, we've got one last effort, and I want you to make yourself proud. That's going to like hit home no matter what it is.
Doesn't matter who you're taught. Right.
I love that.
I'm going to get this.
That's right.
That's good.
I
might steal it.
Make yourself proud.
Make yourself proud.
Yeah.
You know? What's that?
I'm stealing that.
Right? That was good. That was really good.
I like that kind of thing,
Peloton,
so,
baby.
Podcast over, right? I just contributed. Oh, man.
Does this make you nervous?
Sure, a little bit. No, it's not. This is this isn't so bad. I know you guys, we've shot the shit many a times, so it's cool to, but yeah, sure. I found myself thinking about it a lot, building up to it. Like, oh my God, what do I even talk about? But it's funny, anytime you go into a new setting, I'll give you an example. I did Lululemon ambassador onboarding recently, and they kind of force you to stand up. Like, you know, if you go to things and they say, all right, who wants to stand up and say this? And if at a certain point no one does it, they just kind of move on. Well, this was the opposite. Everyone was going to speak. And at a certain point, no one was acknowledging or standing up. And so I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll do it. I don't mind being in front of people at all. And I stood up, and it was immediately so nervous. And that's weird because I do this every single day for my life. But when you're amongst your peers or you're amongst people that you admire, or all of a sudden in front of strangers, all of a sudden it changes things. And I actually like choked a little bit on my words, and that I could have sworn that I could stand in front of 1,000 people right now and be totally fine. But it changes. It just changes things.
Yeah, it does. I wonder. So I'm trying to get on. I would love to get on big podcasts.
Cool.
Rogan, Jocko.
I think that'd be awesome.
Tim Ferriss.
You should.
Like, who else is really big?
Those are the big three I listen to.
Yeah, you know, I wonder, and I'm so comfortable here. Like, I am dialed. I do other people's podcasts. Like, I'm fine. I don't get nervous at all. I don't prepare. I don't do shit. I wonder, like, if I'm sitting in his workout room, like, you know, like Rogan's got that whole fucking studio, I'm going to be shitting a brick.
Yeah.
And it's going to be nothing different. It's just the setting sometimes.
I think it's the gravity. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. All of a sudden, more people are listening. You can just start to play it out in your own head. So that's what I tried to keep telling myself. And I know it's different. It's different, but it's the same. I try to keep telling myself, like, the more I think about this, the more I get nervous about this, the more it's just natural. We're just having a conversation and doing our thing. And I can do that.
It's just the abnormal. Right?
Totally.
The abnormal.
Totally. Well, it was the same way with getting in front of a camera. Like when we make these videos for the gym, at first, my wife just did it the other day. She was super, super nervous because it's just all of a sudden you're hearing yourself. All of a sudden you're hearing yourself. All of a sudden you're seeing yourself. All of a sudden you have to, like, it's not just verbal vomit anymore. You're like trying to actually think about what you're saying, and you get nervous. So it's just a practiced skill, I think, at a certain point.
And you just get so good at fucking it up that you don't even care.
Totally.
And again. I
try and tell people that too with this, is that just be yourself, and mistakes are going to happen. And even at this point on videos, we're not doing some high product or production thing by any means. So if you mess up a little bit, that's cool. It's showing your personality. Move on, move forward. Don't let that ruin the film. Just keep doing you, and it comes out more genuine.
It's why I don't like to edit.
Sure. I like that.
Like when I fuck up, I don't know. Somebody laughed at me once when I first started. I was like, I want to rant, but as I was ranting, I got all hot. I was by myself, you know. I wasn't doing, I was doing like a rant podcast. I was like ranting. I was like, oh fuck, guys, I'm hot. Hold on one second, I gotta take my shirt off, right? So I like took my shirt off, and I didn't cut that out. Like, I was like, whatever. Who cares?
Good. That's good. I think people want, especially in this day and age, like isn't that what we're all seeking? Is like genuine. I don't know. What I'm talking about is like social media and all that. There's a lot of just people want people that are genuine.
Yeah.
And this kind of interaction, I know we have microphones in front of us, but this is a dying thing right now in many groups of people, just looking someone in the eye and talking to them. And so all of a sudden, trying to be as genuine or being just your genuine self can come across in a huge way. And it's the way people are communicating these days. And I do think that we should try and root back to this a little bit more, but the truth is that stuff's not going anywhere. So
You're saying make America great again.
Yeah, that's right. That was my segue into that's right. But yeah, I think people are searching for genuine, because there's a lot of fake out there right
now.
We
don't have it. It's exactly what you said. We don't like that. I think that's why a gym like yours and a space like ours, is why people stay.
I couldn't agree more.
Right? It's not, come on, man. Roots. Roots is right down. You are closer to Roots now than you used to be.
Yeah, we can. If a building wasn't there, we could see it.
You could see it.
Yeah.
They have coaches that have been coaching longer and doing all of this stuff,
sure.
right?
Sure.
They are beloved by CrossFit.
Yep.
And you don't even use the name CrossFit anymore.
We are no longer an affiliate.
You are no longer an affiliate.
That's right.
Right? And we'll get into we'll go back up here in a second.
Yeah.
But that's because you saw that, in my opinion, I'm asking you, I guess, that it was more, sorry, like that won't be edited out, right? So it was more about what you do with the people, not what you're having the people do.
I couldn't agree more. There's 1,000,001 good workouts out there. I mean, we just talked about another one.
Peloton and CrossFit.
Right. There are jiu-jitsu. There's a million different things out there to get a great workout. It's where people come in to find accountability, of course, but community. And what we really try and focus on is creating the best hour of the day. And I do really believe in the strength and training methodology that we follow at Boulder Athletics and program at Boulder Athletics, that if you're going to do one thing, this is pretty well rounded. That's the idea. But you can get a great workout anywhere. So I want to make sure that when you walk in through these doors, you feel as a part of a family, as you feel you want to continue working out with these people in this place, because you can't imagine going anywhere else, because this is what you know and love and care about and think about. And it's so much more than just a workout.
It's so much more. Like, I guess I'll bring it up. I didn't plan on bringing it up on the podcast, but I was just on vacation, and nice vacation.
Yeah.
You know, we stay in a nice place where it's it's amazing. I have a great time. And one of our friends was there from Canada. We actually met these people in Hawaii at where we stay 8 years ago. And like we vacationed there randomly once. We just, you're on vacation, you're both there for 2 weeks,
sure,
the same 2 weeks. So you start making friends. So then bye, right? At the end of the 2 weeks. And then a year later, they were there again.
Oh, cool.
So we're like, all right, we got to be friends with these people.
That's cool.
And so after we're friends with them, we become friends with them. And then we set up a vacation one time, and now we set up this vacation.
It's great.
And he asked me a question, and he goes, so you're leaving Saturday, it was still at the very beginning of the vacation. And he goes, I'm going to have a Gulf Stream there for you, a private jet that will either take you back to Colorado and you can resume your life just like it is, or I have $100 million for you, but you can't go back to Colorado.
That's a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah. I can make money here.
Right. You say stay.
Yeah, stay.
Here in Colorado.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying take the money.
No. This is my family. These are my friends. This is my place. These are my people. Especially you and I. I mean, Isn't this how one of the ways we originally kind of bonded? You're an East Coast kid. I'm an East Coast kid. Like we created the place that we found, and then created the life that we really wanted. And I think that there's something pretty beautiful to that. And that money can't do that.
He couldn't grasp it. I mean, he could grasp it, and I couldn't explain it so well, but it's so hard to explain. Like, are you kidding me? $100 million, that's a lot of fucking money. Like, we were just talking about it, right? Yep. Like, that's anymore is spit in the ocean money.
Yeah, right. Spit in the ocean. That's right.
Spit in the ocean, guys, is if you got more, it would make zero difference.
None.
Like, I mean, you could double it, and you'd have $200 million, and you would not. You wouldn't be able to do anything different than what you would with $100 million.
It's a lot of fucking money.
It's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
$1 billion might change it. Like if you went from 100 million to $1 billion.
Yeah, there's a different gravity to
that. I mean,
you
could have a private jet and a boat.
Yeah, forget you guys in Colorado.
Yeah.
I'm going with the billion. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think that I don't know. I've watched my wife. My wife grew up here, and she loves it, and her family's here, and all of that. But there is a difference that I was able to explore a lot of other places, and came to find that the way people live their lives here, what I believe is possible here, I don't know. It just speaks my language.
I don't even give a fuck about the other people so much. I just like my people that much.
Yeah, totally.
Right? Like, I mean, my neighbors are fine, but I could find neighbors anywhere.
Sure.
They're not my people.
Sure.
That neighbor is.
Yep.
But I can't be, they can't, the whole neighborhood can't be, right?
Yep.
But it's my people. It's you, it's Jordan, it's my people in Denver. It's like I couldn't, it's Ian, it's Mike, it's Jamal, it's fuck, I can't do that every day with them.
It's kind of crazy to start adding that all up, by the way. I mean,
it's huge.
Your squad rolls pretty deep, both of you guys. I mean, it's big. It's been growing for a long time too, right?
Yeah, it's big,
So when was a mall, and when did you first walk into a mall's into Easton?
He didn't even have Easton.
It wasn't Easton.
No, he was teaching out of a karate school.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was teaching out of a karate school. I met him in a mall. 29th Street Mall used to be something called Crossroads Mall.
Okay.
And yeah, I met him there. And then the rest is history.
And when was this?
1999.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Because Easton's 20 years now?
Yeah, 20 years.
That's nuts.
Nuts.
So cool.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy. Because I don't even know how we got here. We just did our thing.
Well, that's nice to hear, truthfully, because, we're at two completely different phases of this journey, completely different phases. But that's exactly what I'm striving to try and do myself. I can't imagine working out with anyone else. I can't imagine spending time. I mean, Boulder is my home. This is my home. These are my people. And I'm never going to want that to change. So it's pretty inspiring to see that based on those kinds of values and those kinds of, creating that kind of environment, that's something that's possible. 20
My
years.
crew has shifted.
Sure.
Along all, like when I was a white belt, my crew was nothing like what my crew that I like work out with and train with now looks like.
Are there any of the same characters?
No.
None?
None.
Oh, wow.
None. I'm all.
What about Foster? When did Foster get involved in that?
I was a fucking brown belt, bro.
Oh. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, zero. Ethan Snow. We're both 3-stripe black belts, yeah. And he started in Boulder.
I don't know if I know who that is.
You probably don't, but he's never, I mean, he comes, you would never see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing how big Easton is at this point.
I don't know everybody.
That's
Like,
wild.
Yeah, people have to, like somebody hit me up the other day and he was like, I'm an Easton student.
Wow.
Like he had to tell me he was an Easton. I had no fucking clue because I can't go to all the schools every day.
What is total now? With
Longmont?
Yeah.
7.
Wow.
And hold on. Boulder, Denver, Centennial, Littleton, Arvada, Castle Rock,
Incredible.
Longmont,
Yep.
and Maul and I each have 10% of Thornton.
Okay. So 8
Ish.
7 full.
7. We go with 7 because we don't have any control over Thornton.
And there's no end in sight, right?
God, if you talk to Mike, no.
It's cool to see that transformation too, Mike, over the last. I attribute a lot of this to, well, all of this opportunity that I had to start this business and do this business was you and Mike and Amal and even in that time that I worked for you guys and then moving on, I mean, everyone has different directions and different levels of motivation and it's been pretty incredible to see you guys grow and then be inspired by that, grow myself and continue. I like to think that we can challenge each other to be better. Even at my stage, I feel like I can do things that can challenge others, even companies that have been around for 20 years to do
just the chase, man.
Better.
I like the chase.
I get that.
Right?
I like that
It's
a lot.
like what we just talked about. I'm fucking chasing Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Right? I am fucking chasing him. And I talk about him a lot. He's the number one.
He really is.
He's the pod god. Right?
Pod God.
He's the pod god.
I never heard that before.
For me, it's almost like he's the number one guy for life.
Okay.
Like he's ahead of Gary Vee.
Gary Vee, I just got on Gary Vee like a year ago, 6 months ago or something like that. And at first I couldn't do it. Something about the guy's voice, I could not pay attention to the guy. But I've come to really appreciate the things that he says.
Yeah.
And I've come to really appreciate the fuck your haters. Doesn't fucking matter.
Doesn't matter.
I like that
Yeah.
a lot because no matter what you do, everyone's going to have an opinion.
I respond to my haters now though.
Do you?
Yeah.
How so?
Like on somebody hated on me on YouTube about the Henner and Huron podcast. They said I talked too much. They're like, shut the fuck up, man. Basically, So I apologized.
Story of your life.
Yeah. So I just apologized. I was like, yeah, man, in the beginning it was something I really had to work on. And I was like super excited to get both of them in the room. So like my flaws come out. So yeah, my bad.
Man, how do you hate on that?
And then it just ended. He goes, fuck, man, I wish I could do that.
Yeah. Well, what they want to elicit a reaction, right?
Right.
Like, so they were looking for you to be like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
But if you just say, hey, man, I'm just growing. I'm just doing my thing. Just trying to figure it out.
Yeah. And now he's like, I'm going to listen more.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think it worked out.
I think that's a great way of dealing with that.
So I respond to my haters as long as it's not just hate.
As long as it's not
If
just
it's not
hate.
fuck you, you piece of shit.
Yep.
Like they were kind of fuck you, you piece of shit, but with some actual criticism that I know is true.
I see.
So that's why it stung a little bit. Like
Sure.
if somebody just says fuck you, you piece of shit, then I'm like, meh.
Totally. Well, those kind of people, who spends their day just
lot of
like
people.
Really?
Oh yeah, man, it's called trolling.
Man, I guess that's just not something that I'll probably get trolled on one of these days just for saying these kinds of things. But that's not something I think to do. Spend my time and my energy being like, I'm just going to go try and make other people cry. Or
Like the number one, or let's say one of the top 5 guys in jiu-jitsu is a total troll. Like he has become famous by winning and being a total troll.
Like in this format, in this type of thing, like online and all that type of stuff.
Yep.
Okay, but isn't there more to it than that? Isn't that kind of Conor McGregor in a sense? Isn't that our way?
No. Conor McGregor doesn't troll.
What I mean is,
that's not trolling. Conor McGregor talks shit in a press conference, right? Like it's not trolling.
Is there psychological value to trolling?
No, he talks to fucking douchebags on the internet.
Oh, okay. Well,
right?
All right.
Like, yeah.
Hey, I guess different strokes for different folks.
No, it's totally worked. Like he just won the biggest tournament in the whole world, ADCC, right? He won his weight and absolute. Gets up and goes, "Fuck you, haters!" Right? Literally, like you were just like, "Damn, dude!" Like you yeah.
Hey, it's part of the personal brand now.
Yeah.
All right, good for him.
So
good for him.
But where were we with that? Oh, like what you can offer? I know you're charging, so I gotta keep running.
Sure.
There's a gazelle and there's a lion. I don't know if you're the gazelle or I'm the lion. I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter, right? But we both have to wake up running.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I don't know. You have to define what it is that you want, and then every day wake up and in the relentless pursuit of that. And don't get me wrong, life happens and things happen, and there are days where you're not gonna accomplish quite as much as others, but as long as I heard yesterday the 1% better a day, like as long as and that is true. I'm not gonna slow down. I want to continue to push, and I really believe in this community. I believe in our vision. I believe in this team. I believe in myself, and I believe that I can I don't know, I'm not risk adverse, so let's do it. And if you can do it, I can do it.
Yeah. That's how I see it.
If you can do it, I can do it.
Exactly.
So
especially it's something. Sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
Especially it's something that's not like physical talent.
Totally. Right. You know, hey, you met me when I was trying to do the CrossFit thing, trying to compete in the CrossFit thing, and who knows? At a certain point, I had to wrap my head around the reality of, could I ever make it to the CrossFit Games? And maybe, I don't know, perfect year, no injuries, years down the road, who knows? Like maybe I would have made it one time. I never would have been a Rich Froning. I never would have made a living off of it. I never would. So at a certain point, I had to realize, like, what do I really believe that I can achieve and really be very, very good at? And I believed that the business thing, although I'm just trying to fucking figure it out. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I
suck at business, bro.
Oh man, it's just, it never ends, right? It's like, and I don't want it to. You wouldn't want it to, but it's just every day you're dealing with something new, and be it just the stress of it alone you're dealing with, be it real business issues, be it everything. So
you just get used to having tough conversations.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's hard to get used to.
Yeah, you just get really used to it, and then you get used to not getting what you want.
Interesting. What do you mean?
What do I mean? You're just okay with it going badly, I guess. You're okay with like the Longmont building for us. The offering price was $820,000. You know, no, right, and not even close. I think 650.
Oh wow,
yeah, is what I offered.
That's cool.
You know, and the real estate agent was like, "No, I'm not putting that offer in." I was like, "No, you work for me. Like, put the fucking offer in.
Yep.
Nicer than that.
Sure.
Right? Like, no." He's like, "That's not even." They're like, "That's not even close." Yeah, I know it's not close, but I was willing for them just to say "fuck off."
Sure.
Right? Because I don't need Longmont.
Yep.
You know, and the way I try to approach every business conversation is, I don't need for this to happen. If I need for this to happen, my emotion gets attached to it. And if my emotion gets attached to it, then I'll make bad decisions.
All right. Well, that had to have been learned. I mean, you're a guy of passion.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
a guy of emotion. You're a guy of all those things. I mean, I certainly have all of that in flawed in many ways in that way. But so how did you train that to happen?
I saw the emotion attached to it many, many times and watched how poorly it went.
I see. So time under tension. It was
it's just working out.
Reps.
Yeah.
It's reps.
Yeah. It's just working out.
I had that conversation this morning about anything in life, right? I think this is such a gym rat thing to say, and I actually said that this morning too, but the gym has taught me more about business than I ever could have realized until now, that you just keep showing up day after day after day after day after day. And there are lots of days where I don't want to go into the gym and I don't want to really push that hard. But I've stated and clearly defined what I want for my future and what I want for myself. And that means that same with my body. I want this to be in a certain shape and feel a certain way. And I want to do that forever, not just right now. And that means day after day after day after day of showing up. And there's going to be things that fail. Like there's going to be part of this business, maybe this business or the next business or the next business that fail, but it doesn't change anything. You just show up the next day and you keep pushing forward. You adapt and overcome.
I'm about to write another book, and the first chapter is you have to do jiu-jitsu.
Jocko said that on the podcast that I listened to yesterday.
Yeah.
He was saying that's like a must in life.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's literal.
So is that because of the lessons that it teaches? Is that what you're saying?
There's not a better life lesson teacher than jiu-jitsu, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So for me, it's very, very literal. But for you don't do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I try.
But you do something very similar. Hold on, right? You do something similar. You show up and you do your jiu-jitsu, which is working out. Sure. Right? It's time under tension. I believe the best tension is jiu-jitsu.
Well, and I actually think I agree with you. And I know that sounds weird, and there's all sorts of people that do jiu-jitsu that listen to this. I really see the value in jiu-jitsu. It doesn't call me. It does not. I want so badly to want jiu-jitsu in my life, but it just doesn't speak my language. But I see it. First off, I think it's very. The military taught me about the rank, and like I think it's really a good thing to have to aspire to move forward and put that time in to move forward and work hard and show up and do all of those things. And
we should all have to wear belts walking through the world, and everyone would be fucking so much nicer.
Gary Vee says that about dollar signs. He says that if you had like dollar signs on you, then all of a sudden it'd be a different. I forget the exact example, but he said
money.
He said the same thing.
No,
something
it's belts, man. Because I know that pretty soon, whatever belt I am, whoever's right under me, probably can fuck me up sometimes. So I better be a nice guy, right? It's humility too. It's respect and humility. It's both ends. It's not just like, oh, I have a fucking black belt, so fuck off, right? It's like, no, I'm a black belt. And like what I just said about Foster, we joked about it. Like I was a brown belt and he just started. Man, he couldn't fucking do shit to me.
Yep.
And now it's a hard time.
Yep.
You know, so that person that is a white belt, if they stick it out long enough, they're going to be coming for me. So I better have some goddamn respect for them as a white belt.
Yep. I also think there's one aspect that I never hear you guys talk about this as much, but someone that I think that humans innately have a fear of getting fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
They have a fear of it. I mean, I'll speak for myself. Like I remember the first time I ever got in a fight, I was shaking uncontrollably. And
before
that was,
or after?
I think
Probably
before and after. Both. I
Yeah.
think both. Like when I realized that this shit was really going down, like violence was about to happen in my life. It was so. I think you guys can walk through the world, and by you guys, I mean anyone that does jiu-jitsu can walk through the world with a different level of confidence that people like myself don't even understand.
I'm not afraid to fight.
And I think that allows you to have a certain freedom that no one else does. Well,
I'll do everything, but it's because I'll do everything to avoid it.
And that's, but you also have the confidence and know that if things really went down, I'm fine.
But that's why I'll do everything to avoid it.
Sure, of course.
Because of my ego of, man, I'm like, my ego doesn't get attached to it.
Yep.
Like I understand that this person really might fuck me up.
Yep.
Even the guy walking down the street.
Yep.
So I do most likely not. You know, I've done a lot of practice.
Sure.
Of that not happening, but but it could go that way.
Yep.
Right. And so I know the risks of fighting every day because I get beat up every day.
Yep.
So therefore I do everything I can to avoid it if it were ever to happen.
I see it. Like, I love it. I think it's so cool. And to have been around you guys for so long and there's more to it. I mean, the community that comes from the bond that's created, well, it's so very militaristic in many, many ways. I mean, you're just eating together and you spend so much time together and you train together and you battle together, literally.
You bleed.
Yeah. Like there's a bond that's created through that you just can't explain and you can't replicate except in those type of scenarios, you know? So it's always something that I've really admired and respected. I wish it was one of those things that just fired me up because I've got a lot of things in my life that fire me up and I've got a lot of things. And so when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to go do those.
But my argument for my book, right? Because I have to talk to people like you I want to write a New York Times bestseller.
Cool.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm excited for it. I got to call my guy today, actually.
That's very exciting.
And I have to convince someone that I'm going to write a New York Times bestseller. Mm-hmm. Then that's the only way I'm writing this book. Excuse me. And so I have to talk to you. I have to talk to somebody who doesn't do jiu-jitsu. And my first chapter is you have to do jiu-jitsu. And that is what I'm saying for you is it's still just time. It's reps. You have to put reps in at something. You have to put reps in at something that's fucking hard. Not not easy shit.
No, of course not.
Like lifting weights is difficult. You have to do something very, very, very difficult.
Yep.
In my opinion, not simple shit.
Yep.
You know?
Well, and I think that's how you only find fulfillment. This is another thing that I was talking about this morning. And so, this is a weird segue, but it all ties together. So self-esteem and being self-conscious and all of these things are something that we hear so much about these days. It's certainly something I've struggled with a lot these days. And something that I've really come to appreciate is earning confidence. And so I think it all ties into a bigger thing. I don't think we're how about this? I think in a perfect world, it would be wonderful if we all woke up every day and we just felt fantastic about ourselves. But that's clearly not the case. That's not what's happening. So I like to believe that I can earn that confidence and earn that self-esteem and earn that by knowing that I have worked very hard and proud of who I am, how I'm built, what I'm doing, my relationships. And by the way, all of these things I'm listing, I'm still got tons of work to do. I'm not great at this.
Not even close.
No way. I don't know if I ever will be.
Yeah.
Right. But
that's what vision is.
We're not just given this stuff.
Right.
You're not just given relationships. You're not just given a great body. You're not just given all of these things. And hey, maybe you're given one of those things. Maybe you're one of those guys that had like a 6-pack from the day, but you can be more proud of
Simon
yourself.
Simon has a fucking 10-pack. Go ahead.
But the truth is, he puts in day after day after day after day after day at the gym, and his body changes, and all of a sudden he's going to have a new pride, even though, yes, he might have had this. So I think that reps, we're coming back to the same thing, and I think we need to approach our lives more that way.
I hate the word deserved.
Yeah.
Like you deserve it.
Yeah.
Like somebody, like when people, like I just went on vacation, right? I just said, people are like, oh man, you deserve a break. I don't deserve shit. I don't deserve shit, because if I deserve a break, then the kid who has cancer deserves cancer. So how do you fucking rectify that? Like there's no, the deserve just doesn't exist. I earn my breaks.
I like that.
I like to earn everything. And Corey actually, Corey helps me a lot. I'm his coach, but the way he thinks helps me. I said to him, I was like, after his last fight, he's about to, he's so close to fighting for the title.
He's killing it, right?
Killing it, man. Killing it.
You've always said that. You've always said that he was gifted.
But then he figured out he figured out his head. And then when he figured out his head, he's been untouchable.
Hell yeah.
So I was like, man, I want to say you deserve this. This was a couple months ago, but I don't believe you deserve it. Like, he's like, yeah, no, man, I earned it through hard work. And I was like, fuck yeah. Like, that's what it is. You earn it through hard work. And that's what jiu-jitsu teaches us.
I like that.
So that's why my rule number 1 is you have to do jiu-jitsu.
I like that. I know that's weird to say coming from the guy that doesn't do jiu-jitsu, but I appreciate what you're saying. I understand why you're making that argument. I get that.
Yeah. Self-resilience. It teaches self-resilience. And I was just talking to Kenyon about it this morning. He's like, because Simon, 6, and he didn't want the lunch for school that school was providing today. So I packed a little bit of his lunch. Like, I made his peanut butter sandwich because he can't quite use the knife and make a peanut butter sandwich yet. We'll get there, but he's only 6 years old. And Kanan looks at me and he goes, Dad, most of the kids in my class, do you know that their parents still pack their lunch? And Kanan's almost 10. I was like, yeah, that's crap. And he's like, why is that? He's like, why don't you like that? He's just trying to like pick my brain. And I was like, because it doesn't teach you how to rely on yourself. It doesn't teach you any self-resilience. I was like, and the problem is we don't want to do that for our kids now. Like, no self-resilience, right? Like, pack their lunch.
Yep.
Make it easier for them. Blah, blah, blah. And then when they turn 18, they're on their own. And then we can't figure out why they can't do shit.
Sure. Well, you posted something about that not that long ago, right? The violence or if we're constantly making excuses for our children's bad behavior,
right?
What are we're going to be paying for their lawyer one day or whatever it was. It's the same idea, right?
Yes. But all of our kids aren't going to need lawyers,
right?
Hopefully,
right.
They
are going to have to pack their own lunches.
But they are going to have to pack their own lunches.
Sure.
They are going to have to do everything for themselves. Now Simon came down and he looks at me and goes, "Why didn't you pack the rest of my lunch?" And I was like, "Well, because you can pack the rest of your lunch."
Right.
So and because he's got to learn. I know he can't cut the bread yet, and put the jelly and the peanut butter on. But he can get a bag and put stuff in there and and he can zip it up and put in his lunch bags, and it's baby steps.
Well, and I think those kind of things will be reinforced and appreciated later on down the road too, when they go off to college and everyone else is lost, and yet you're able to carry your own.
I hope so.
And then I think that earned confidence all of a sudden starts to tell you, like, well, if I can do this, I can do this, and if I can do this, I can work hard to try and do this, and I think that's a positive behavior to reinforce and try and build.
I think a lot of people say before they come in the gym, they want to get in better shape. Like we hear it all the time.
Sure, of course.
Let me run a little bit, or let me, and the truth is the gym will get you in better shape.
Yep.
Just come in.
Show up.
Like this is where you're going to start to build self-resilience. You have gotten yourself all the way over here.
Right.
Let me help you. Let us help you. And it's just the community. It's going to come back to that community again. That's what's going to help you. It's not, like we said, there's a million workouts. God, I hate to say it, you probably get in shape doing fucking Zumba.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Well, you watch what you eat and do Zumba all the time. Your body's going to react.
Well, because
sure.
80% of it is watch what you eat.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
It's the most important. Yeah. It's so clear. I was just on vacation with my wife, and we were in Italy, and we ate nothing but garbage the entire time. And we actually came back to the gym to do this 21. Well, when we came back, the gym was in the midst of this 21-day cut the crap thing.
Okay.
No dairy, no refined sugar, no gluten, no dairy, no refined sugar. I feel like I'm skipping something. Anyway,
sure.
Really cleaning things up before going into the holidays, because I like to think you should earn those. Ice cream's great. Beer is great. All of those things are great. We live one life. We should have those things, but you should earn that.
Right.
And if you just put it into your body all the time without earning that, what's going to happen? You have to know what the results are going to be.
Like. Yeah.
But yeah, fitness is what you're putting in your body. And I saw that when I came back from this vacation. My body looked different, felt different. I was groggy. I wasn't sleeping very well. And within 3 days of eliminating and getting back to just baseline super healthy, my body, I was leaner again, no bags under the eyes. I was sleeping better again. I was performing better again. It makes a tremendous, tremendous difference. And what I like about that is it allows you to enjoy life a little bit. I wasn't worried about the pasta and pizza and all the things I was having there, because I knew that I'd come back and I would dial it back in.
On the front end, and you're going to earn it again on the back end.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. Yeah.
I was talking to my friend, just, I know we're diverging here a little bit just on fitness in general. He was like, dude, he's like, you and I and all of us that work out a lot, we've worked out plenty enough to look fit the rest of our lives if we eat right.
Yeah.
He's like, our strength will go down. Yeah. Right? He's like, our strength would totally go down. You're like, if you're squatting 4 bills right now, if you never squat again, for the next 5 years, you're not going to be squatting 4 bills.
Yep.
But you will look very good if you eat really, really well.
I could agree more with that. And actually, I'm in a phase in my fitness now where I do not give a fuck about 1 rep max numbers. I do not care. That pursuit led to nothing but
injuries.
I'm looking to be fit and healthy for the rest of my life. And not only fit and healthy, but I want to be able to, I have some crazy days. I like to go ride my bike in the morning and then do a workout in the afternoon and then maybe go do a hike. And that's not every day by any means. But I want, at 50, if I want to have a day like that, I can do a day like that. And so I think instead of focusing on those big numbers and those big things, just show up, do a workout, and eat clean the rest of your life. And the workouts need to be varied. Your body needs to have curveballs thrown at it in order for it to continue to adapt. But show up, eat really clean, and just continue that trend the rest of your life. And although it sounds simple, I know that's more difficult, but that's the recipe. That's all it is.
Well, nothing, people get all hung up on this, that they think like business, like we were talking about before, is so hard. It's fucking simple. It's just not easy.
It's simple, just not easy. Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Business is simple as fuck. Can you deal with people really, really well?
I struggle with it here and there, but yeah, I do my best.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Now look, it just depends on who your people are.
For sure.
Whole Foods has to deal with people really, really well. Not like we do, but they have to deal with people really, really well. Movie theaters have to deal with people really, really well. Somebody who makes a movie, they still have to deal with people really, really well. The people working for them and their customer. Well,
and that's one of the things that I've always thought about. One of the things I wanted to talk about early with Boulder Athletics was, we are in the hospitality industry that serves fitness. We are more about how we make these people feel as they walk through our doors, and as they're and we are reaffirming their membership through the way we're treating these people, far less about the workouts. And I understand people want results.
The vehicle's working out.
What do you mean?
The vehicle. What the ship that you're going to take people on. The way you're going to do this is through working out.
That's exactly right. And the only way that we'll be that's exactly right. The only way that we'll be able to really create the results in people that they're looking for is that they want to come back day after day after day after day, because we know this fitness is going to work. We know this works. We've done it. We are living that life. But if we don't treat people, if we don't focus on the way people feel as they are in this space and around us and doing this, then they're not going to allow us to have that opportunity.
No. And look, my home gym costs $500.
Yep.
How much is your membership?
$189 a month.
$189 a month. So not even 3 months. I couldn't even get 3 months of working out at your place.
That's right.
Right.
500. That's it. Not with that Peloton.
Oh no.
Okay, now we've expanded a little bit, but I get what you're saying.
Let's say 1,000.
I still get what you're saying.
1,000,
Totally.
right? So 5 months.
Yep.
Everyone can do that.
Yep.
Pandora's fucking free. If you want no ads on Pandora, it's $10 a month.
You're absolutely right.
Right? So you got nothing. You got no cost basically. And what they get, what they would pay in 5 months for you, they keep coming. It can't be for the workout. It literally, you put your shit on the internet.
Yeah, that's true. You're absolutely right.
What are you talking about, man?
Yeah,
right? They could just follow a day behind, or like I think you have it on there that morning, right? Yeah, you're on the internet that morning. They could just be like, okay, what's going on at Boulder Athletics today? And perfect.
That's right.
Let's go. Let's work out.
That's right.
You know?
And that includes the accountability of it all. That includes like people feel like being told what to do as opposed to creating that discipline in themselves to do that. But yeah, I mean, the home gym is a direct competitor to what we're doing in many, many ways. So we have to, so therefore the focus can't be on the equipment and the workout, because you can do that wherever. It has to be on what makes this different than me just going down into my garage and doing this myself.
Well, for me, it's jiu-jitsu. Like, I don't need that for working out. So that's why I have the home gym. I don't have that much time, right? If you could do jiu-jitsu at home, you'd probably get hooked. But you can't.
No.
You know, you might get hooked. Like, I love working out, but I need a little Elliot time.
Sure.
Right? So
I get
need,
that.
You know, I need, like, do my thing in my garage by myself, because I know I'm this extroverted person for the most part, but I know I also crash.
Yep.
So if I am doing all this stuff with other people all the time, I do get depleted at some point.
Yep.
Because I know how much energy I put out when I'm around other people.
Yep.
But that's jiu-jitsu for me. Like, I don't do jiu-jitsu here.
Yep.
Fuck that.
Never?
What's that?
None? No mats in the house anywhere?
Yeah, there's mats down there for me, like, practice with my kids with. I've never done it one time.
Sure.
Fuck it. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I charge $500 an hour for private lessons. I could get people to come do them.
Sure.
Fuck that noise, bro.
I completely understand that. And I think that I think that we
Don't
have
hit
to
me up for private lessons, please.
We have to continue to reaffirm that every day. And that's what it's about. And that's what you guys have done such a good job about. I mean, you've had people around for years and years. I mean, Jordan, right here, how long have you been at Easton Training Center?
5 years.
Yeah, I mean, people just keep coming back for more. And there's a lot of jiu-jitsu out there. So what is it that's differentiating
Yeah,
that?
for us, you talked about, like, your home gym. For us, man, the best people in the world put their shit on the internet for $25 a month.
Yep. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
I can't teach like the Mendez brothers.
Crazy. I didn't know that was all accessible in that way.
Braulio world champions, bro. You could get all of the best people in the world's websites with all of their stuff for probably less than the price of our tuition. Hajer, Marcelo, the Mendez brothers.
Or you just buy all the Danaher DVDs.
Or you'd be fucking set, man.
You guys are now talking a completely different
Yeah,
language.
I'm just saying, but you just don't know who the people are. It's like if Froning and Khalipa and,
Totally.
But they put their fucking workouts on the internet.
Yeah. They're doing pretty well with that now, it seems.
Yeah, but they do it.
Yep.
Right?
There's a lot of that.
But you don't follow it.
No.
And you don't have people coming to me, I want to do Khalipa's workout, man. Like, no, you just don't. You have you.
Yep.
Because you have your people.
That's right.
And
I do think that's the cool thing about getting around a community is then you can really start to learn your people, and there is a general template, but then you can start to really cater that towards the specific needs of, hey, Elliot, what's up, man? I could tell you're a little off today. Is everything all right? Like, you can start to actually keep people motivated even in the times where it'd be easy to lose track of that. Like, you know, you walk into the gym and you can tell that just something's off there. That personal connection is a reaffirmation right there.
Right.
That I'm here for more than just this fitness. I'm here because these are people that care about me, and we are collectively trying to get better together, not just on my own. And we are community driven people. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
The species is.
totally. What's that book? Tribe by Sebastian Junger.
It's good.
Great.
What did you think? I'm kind of just going to make a fucking left turn right
Okay,
here.
let's hear it.
What did you think when I sat down next to you and we talked the first time? Because that's how it all started,
I was
right?
hoping you'd bring that up. Yeah, well, first off, you're massive. So standing next to me, I assumed that you were going to be like some stud CrossFit athlete, big, huge dude. And when we worked out, I found out that you probably weren't doing too much CrossFit.
So let's tell that story. Hold on. So we were opening a CrossFit gym, you know, in Denver at the time, because Boulder wasn't going yet. And or maybe it was. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, but
no. Boulder was still in the stages. Like you,
yes,
in
we're still
that day,
building
you
out.
told me we're about to build a gym right over here.
Okay.
So it was still in the works.
So, I mean, I'm going to shit on CrossFit for a sec because
Go
they're
ahead.
fucking stupid. They let me talk them into being a CrossFit gym owner with never having done one single class. They said, just go get your level 1.
Yep.
Right? Like
That's the
that
barrier
is
of
just
entry right there.
fucking dumb. And then I can write CrossFit. I can destroy their brand. Stupid in my opinion. Like just fucking absurd. But anyway, so they let me do it. I'd never done a fucking CrossFit class ever in my fucking life.
Never once?
Never. I mean, I'd done like Fight Gone Bad.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm sure I'd done some CrossFit. I'm sure a trainer that I had at some point like saw a good workout, but I've never like followed CrossFit programming.
Sure.
Or even walked into a CrossFit gym.
Okay.
And that's when we met.
That's when we met.
Yeah.
And I think
sat,
that workout
we sat down. I couldn't do it.
it was like slam ball sit-ups.
No, it was push press. No, that was the second day. It
Was that
easy,
day 2?
Thank God. It was push press, burpees, and pull-ups.
Okay, I remember that. That was so good.
Yeah, it was a 21-15-9. I was dead.
Well, yeah. So we sat next to each other, and there was a lot of interaction prior to even that first workout that day. But you know, what's that first question you always asked? Is it hard work or is it luck?
Yeah.
Well, this is the luck. I believe hard work prepares you to capitalize on luck, but I just luckily sat next to you, and you were an East Coast kid, like I said earlier, and I was too. And we started talking about your fighting, and I was playing lacrosse at the time, and we just kind of hit it off through conversation. And then day 2 kind of picked up where we left off a little bit. And by the end of that, you had said, hey, I'm going to need to be hiring some coaches because CrossFit's allowing me to start a CrossFit gym having never done CrossFit before. So I need someone to coach this stuff, and led to a potential interview, which I was terrified about because I failed my CrossFit level 1 test the first time. And so when you had called, my only answer to you was, I just failed that test. So basically my starting interview was, oh, hey, I just failed this test.
I didn't even care. I remember that now. I didn't even care.
I know.
Your personality was good.
Yeah, I like to think that we, I don't know, there's certain people you just kind of connect with right away.
Yeah, your personality, I could see the energy in you. I could see that your personality was good and that you had the potential to be a good teacher.
I like that. I appreciate that.
You know?
Yeah.
I was the level 1 coach.
Yep.
CrossFit wasn't going to come fucking knock on my door to see if I had anybody coaching.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there was fucking 10 more right down the fucking same street.
Yeah, that was October, November, somewhere over there of like 2013. That was a long time ago at this point.
Yeah, 6 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then led to,
You working for us?
Yep.
First in Denver?
Yep.
And then in Boulder, and then you moved up here?
Yep. Shortly thereafter. Yep. That's right.
And then, you were the head of the CrossFit department for us.
That's right.
Then you wanted to go your own way.
That's right.
And what was that like for you? What was it like for you going your own way?
Well, first off, I told you in my interview I wanted to start my own gym, so you knew that's something I wanted to do, and I had known I wanted to do that for a long, long time. I am so fortunate or appreciative of the fact that I worked for you guys for so long. It allowed me. You guys told me no a lot. You guys, there were mistakes and money I would have spent and things I would have done, and that I think it's really important to apprentice in a way, or work under someone that has already gone through those same kind of mistakes that you would very easily make in the early stages of your entrepreneurship. We
spent a lot of fucking money, bro.
Yeah, Well, I get it, and you have to, right? But what I mean is, I got to learn from you guys. Right. It was cool that you guys gave me room to run with it. I once we both kind of identified that I was the right person for that role, and I was given that kind of responsibility. You guys allowed me to really, for the most part, create what I believed would be best for Easton as a whole. It was an awesome experience. I really enjoyed it. It only solidified more that that's what I ultimately wanted to do. And I believed that, hell, if you can do it, I can do it. And the only difference between where I am right now and where I want to be is just taking that risk and taking that leap of faith. And yes, there needs to be the education, and there needs to be the trial and error, and there needs to be all that. But at a certain point, it was just, okay, now it's time, I think, to try and move forward and actually put my money where my mouth is and make this happen.
And it was perfect time because we wanted out.
Yeah.
It wasn't our thing. So that was fine.
Yeah. It worked out really well. It's kind of crazy the way that it all unfolded, but it seemed to be best for everyone. I mean, look at that back room now. It's like slammed with the kickboxing program and all that's going on back there.
It's just, it worked out for both of us. But I think a lot of people get hung up on like what you said a second ago. Like you said you wanted to open a gym. And so for I think a lot of people, that's a conversation ender to hire someone.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%. You always propped that up as opposed to, and even if it had been I guess it was a stage along the way, it ended up being very, we worked together a long way all the way, but I could have easily worked for you for 2 years and just said, fuck this, I'm leaving, and gone and done my own thing and you were always very open. You and Mike Animal and everyone was very open to knowing that was ultimately what I was going to do, and teaching me and training me and dealing with me and all of that up to that point as well.
I would say the hardest part for you was the managing thing.
What do you mean?
Not the teaching thing. You can teach very, very well. I saw that from the beginning, So when you said some of the learning experiences you had to learn how to deal with people.
Yeah, like that's always been
that don't work like you.
Yeah, that's still a struggle. Right. It's still something I'm really working on, and day by day, 1% better. I've learned. I've recognized that now, that just because I see something as very clear cut and very straightforward, that doesn't at all mean that that's the way that everyone's interpreting that. And my biggest flaw was turning that into something personal, like thinking that was something malicious. It's not malicious at all. People just don't necessarily see the world the same way you do. We all do. We all look at things differently. So as opposed to getting worked up about that, you just have to learn how to understand different types of personalities and then communicate with them most effectively. And I say that like I've mastered that. I have not at all. I'm getting better at recognizing that.
You know what a perfect deadlift looks like.
Sure.
But whether you do it or not is a totally different thing. And on some reps, you might crack it you might be like, yes, I got it.
Yep.
And then on some other reps, like even now as an expert, you still fuck up every once in a while.
Yeah,
on a rep,
of course.
Right? So that's the same thing. Like you just, like as time under tension, like you said earlier, you get better at it. You get time under tension, but you still fuck up sometimes.
Yeah, certainly.
Right? Like even the deadlift, even your running stride, even everything that you do physically, you still will mess up.
Yep.
Same thing with people.
Yeah, it's I just kind of assume, well, especially coming from a background where in the military you can just kind of be like, do this, and if you have rank, that happens. But learning how to create a team environment where people have the ability to speak their mind and be creative and bring their own style of things to. I do think it's important as a business owner to have standards and what am I looking for? Your values as a business and the goal and the trajectory that you're looking to do. But there is wiggle room in that vision. There is wiggle room in the sense of there are multiple different ways to get to the same goal in the end.
There's wiggle room in the process. There's not wiggle room on the values.
Okay, I agree with that. 100%, I agree with that.
Right. The values are what the values are. You can't move on your core values.
What I mean is, just because I think. I like the gym clean. Just because I think that there's a certain way to clean something is the most effective way. If at the end of the day it ends up being clean, it doesn't fucking matter how it was done. It just needs to be, yeah, if that makes any sense.
Right.
If that makes any sense. So still something I'm very much working on. I've gotten a little better at it.
My uncle used to say it, and my wife hates when I say it, because he was a little crazy. He was more than a little crazy. He'd always used to say whenever we were going like a different route, he goes, "Elliot, it's more than one way to skin a cat, bro."
yeah.
And then so yeah, there's more than one way, right?
Yeah,
like
certainly.
You wipe like this, and I wipe like that. It still gets clean.
That's right.
Right? It still gets clean.
That's right.
And that's what matters at the end of the day. And that's what managing is. Like, can you get someone to do the task?
Yep.
Right? And not do the task like you.
Yep. Well, and ultimately, by trying to get everyone to do the way you would see it, you're limiting your potential for growth.
Well, you're going to end up just doing everything.
Yeah.
There's no way because they won't do it like you.
Well, and I think in order to ultimately grow, you need to have different perspective. I mean, look at my wife, for example. My wife looks at the world in literally the polar opposite way that I do. We actually got tested. Like, we did this emergenetics test, and it came back, and it's exactly the opposite in the extreme way. But that's exactly what I need, is the counter perspective in many ways. And because ultimately a better result can come from brainstorming, I think. And at a certain point as a manager, you have to say, but this is the way we're going to do it this way. But there needs to be room for thinking differently than the way I would think innately.
I don't want mini-me's.
Yeah.
I want better than me's.
Yeah.
You know? And if I just tell people what to do all the time, then I'm going to get some mini-me's.
Yep.
They'll never be better than me.
Was management something that came naturally for you? Or was
No,
it something
man, I like to just fucking scream at people and tell them what to do. Are you fucking kidding me? I have a loud voice. People follow my directions amazingly, right? Like, fuck that.
So what did you do to try to improve that?
I had a mental breakdown and saw that this wasn't the way to go. I had to change my route.
Yep, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
You know?
Yeah.
So, all right, man.
That's
End
it?
right there.
All right.
That was an hour, bro.
That was an hour?
Oh, yeah. That's what everyone says.
Wow. That's really cool.
57 minutes.
That's really cool. This is great.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
Jordan, I want this one for my podcast, too.
Oh, you want to release?
Yeah, this was good. I want to release it on both.
Oh, wow.
Plus, it wasn't just about business. We talked a lot about not business in the beginning.
Truth.
You know?
Yeah.
So I want it on both.
I love it.
So. Do a release.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it, man.